At last, Shiba Inu is gradually getting well. At last, whales are returning. Millions are moving. Next week, we could see the 1 cent dream, and it won't end anytime soon. What's going on? What am I even talking about anyway? Let me clarify. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. The whole Shiba Inu community was suddenly rocked by the whales. It really rattled it, I must say. Huge maneuvers, including level shifts that changed the course of the game, were made. Additionally, it's delivering a strong message regarding Shiba Inu future. This has nothing to do with little wallet shuffles. This change screamed that something significant was about to happen. Here's the crazy part. The whales aren't the only ones making noise. Shiba Inu have recently achieved several significant milestones. You know, the sort that makes you sit up and ask yourself, is Shiba Inu true back? Indeed, it seems that the resurgence is already underway, and it may even take a few zeros away from the price if this momentum continues to grow in this manner. Even rumors of the 1 cent dream are beginning to circulate again. Crazy? Perhaps not. However, there's more, so wait. Well, that's fantastic, you may be thinking. Is the chart responding to this already though? One expert, however, simply explained it, and you could get goosebumps from what he said. He says the Shiba Inu is coiling inside a huge symmetrical triangle, quietly, tightly. Imagine it as a spring that is gradually pulled down more forcefully. It will break, and the outbreak can be dramatic when it occurs, similar to up to 17 times its existing range. A move like that doesn't just happen. That is the origin of parabolic runs. And this arrangement is clearly indicating that, not a sound, not a lot of buzz, just technical, unadulterated energy about to explode. What just took place then? Activity among Shiba Inu whales has skyrocketed, indicating that the major players are secretly reinvesting. Wallets that contain more than 1% of the debt have grown in size during the last month, with net flows increasing by about 30 times on chain data. Think dozens of times more than you usually do. I've shown how these titans went on a daily buying frenzy that was 4 times more than what we typically see, grabbing up about 2 trillion coins in a single stretch. One interesting phenomenon is shown by such unrelenting accumulation. With more confidence than ever, smart money is rejoining the bandwagon. Rekindled whale activity fueled a huge breakout in early 2023, which caused Shiba Inu to surge by over 3 times its value. Do you remember that? The stage is now ready for that action to be repeated. History suggests that Shiba Inu may try to reach its peak earlier this year, which was more than double the current trading range. The major players are obviously preparing for another incredible run, as seen by the whales' continued token stacking and the bullish chart patterns that are developing under the surface. Is Shiba Inu going to reach such heights once more? Everything points to the answer being yes. Keep an eye on things. This may be the beginning of something really significant. The problem is this. Another expert said the issue just became more severe. According to the most recent statistics from Into the Block, the percentage of Shiba Inu owned by whales or big wallets has now reached an astounding 74%. This indicates that a small group of very wealthy people own over 3/4 of all Shiba Inu. Furthermore, these wallets aren't just any old ones. These are locations that either own a minimum of 1% of the supply or have been keeping bulky Shiba Inu bags for a considerable amount of time. What does it really imply now? It indicates that these whales are placing large bets and aren't only having fun. This sort of concentrated ownership is often not the result of chance. With severe conviction, it's serious money. They're buying up now because they think the price will skyrocket in the near future. Even more intriguing is the fact that regular investors aren't jumping in just now. Due to this stage, at this point, the whales silently gather before the commotion and the audience notice. Retail comes in as the anticipation starts to build. The whales are currently sitting nicely at that point. This kind of arrangement is incredibly really exciting. Why? As this narrative has already been told. This same day died back in 2023. Whales began to construct enormous positions. Silent purchasing, increased focus. Then, boom! In only a few weeks, Shiba Inu's price surged 300% due to a breakthrough in the market. In an instant, the situation changed from peaceful to chaotic, and the individual listened beforehand. The greatest advances were achieved by them. Here we are once again, with the same lights flashing. Thus, it is reasonable to conclude that Shiba Inu are formally at that risky stage. The period of quiet before the storm. Either you strap on and ride it before the audience even witnesses the launch, or you sleep on it and miss the rocket. Who knows? The 1 cent dream may even come true much sooner than anticipated if this energy continues to grow and these whales continue to exert this much pressure. As early as next week, perhaps. Does it sound crazy? Perhaps. However, the wildest crypto movements often occur when no one is prepared, and the hype building is already visible. Shiba Inu have just launched themselves back into the skies in a famous return. CoinMarketCap lists the top 20 digital currencies by market capitalization. That is significant. It dropped out of the top 20 just last week, but it's back and stronger than ever. One does not make such a step by chance. It demonstrates how quickly momentum is changing. Here's something much more intriguing, however. This resurgence isn't occurring alone. The recent surge in Ethereum has been about more than simply Ethereum. Particularly in the meme coin arena, it is pulling the rest of the marketplace along with it. And Shiba Inu at the front of the pack. Shiba Inu is inherently linked to the Ethereum network as it is based completely on it. Shiba Inu hence tends to feel the lift severely whenever Ethereum pumps. The climate around Shiba Inu has entirely shifted, despite the fact that there hasn't been a significant announcement specifically related to Shiba Inu that has sparked this most recent price movement. Once again, people are enthusiastic. The desire to take risks is reviving. Furthermore, meme coins often ignite more quickly than anything else in the cryptocurrency space when that spark returns. Shiba Inu is now in that zone. In order to stay ahead of the next wave, smart money, mood, and momentum are more important than utility or fundamentals alone. The graphs are coiling, the experts see it, the whales know it, and suddenly the hype reigns supreme. All of it is added up. Whale accumulation is soaring, ownership concentration is increasing, historical breakthrough patterns are emerging, Ethereum is driving the market as a whole higher, and SHIU is regaining its prominence. And a perfect storm is the result. It seems a lot like the early months of 2023, just before Shiba Inu's incredible run. The setting is explosive, the enthusiasm is genuine, and this may be the beginning. Furthermore, Shiba Inu seem to be very brilliant in the long run. Shiba Inu is now attempting to achieve what traders refer to as an on-zero breakthrough once again. This essentially indicates that it is trying to break through a crucial cost barrier without the customary high volume supporting it. Similar to attempting to drive a vehicle uphill in a moderate wind, it is theoretically feasible but very uncommon until more effort is applied. In particular, Shiba Inu is hovering just below a psychological price wall, flirting with a significant resistance level. It's attempting to push through, teasing that boundary, and pressing against it, but here's the issue. Simply said, the loudness isn't nearly right now. Furthermore, history demonstrates that these breakouts, which occur in the absence of robust trade activity, can seem good at first but rapidly revert to their initial state. But does it imply that we're pessimistic? Absolutely not. Because despite its apparent softness, the present push is really taking place at a very advantageous position on the graph. Shiba Inu has already recovered well from its recent pullback on the daily timeframe. That dip? The feeble hands were shaken out. Only the whales, the smart money, and the believers remain, and they are still accumulating. Everything else is in order, even if the volume may be low at the moment. And outbreaks often start like that. Pressure builds gradually, then all of a sudden, boom. Shiba Inu may set off a much larger advance if it is able to break through this present barrier and create genuine momentum and a surge of volume as we have seen in previous bull cycles. We are not only discussing a little rally, we're discussing the possible beginning of yet another enormous ascent, because there aren't many barriers remaining on the way to higher levels after that resistance is removed effectively. And we could be looking with Shiba Inu entering a zone where the 1 cent goal isn't just a pipe dream, it's a target. If the whales continue stacking, the chart continues to tighten, and Ethereum continues to drag the market higher. Consider it. The infrastructure is now more robust. The community is larger. The attitude is changing. The charts are starting to awaken. Additionally, all of the long-term indicators are beginning to flash green, even if the short-term move may seem modest. We have a good chance of starting to move toward that magical 1 cent level if everything continues to line up this way. If volume starts to increase, if the resistance breaks, and if confidence comes back. Perhaps not tomorrow, perhaps not overnight. Crypto, however, is a rapidly evolving field, and Shiba Inu seems to be perched on the brink of something enormous at the moment. Don't blink then. We may already be seeing the beginning of the journey to 1 cent. However, what do you think of this? Leave a comment below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.